Hey friends, how you doing? Graham here. It is Friday today. Not sure of the date, but I know it's Friday. Just you having a good one wherever you're at. I am at my office, having a cup of coffee and just preparing some things for the weekend. So I thought I'd do a quick Friday update video. What have I been up to? I've had a really great week actually. It's my 1 week today. I've been an American citizen. So yeah, it's worked out okay so far, and applying for my American passport, but just had a great week setting things up, really actually setting things up for the future. I just feel like I've crossed a line, and yeah, moving into a whole new season in my life, and I'm getting back on the road with itinerant ministry. I'm going to be away this weekend with my friends in New York, in Upper New York, in the kind of greater Binghamton area there. I'll be speaking in a great church on Sunday morning. I'm going to be speaking on how to thrive, how to survive a storm, but how to thrive in a storm, and how we go through storms in life, but how we actually, God wants us to come through them in a better way than we went into them, not a train wreck. You know, Paul speaks of those who've made shipwreck of their faith, and I've seen people in the last year, in 2020 anyway, make shipwreck of their faith, and I want to blaze through storms and be everything God wants me to be. So again, wishing you well. Like I say, had a good week, a lot of work, and setting things up well for the future. This weekend, I know in Sturbridge Worship Centre, we have my friend Kathy Kirk, who's a real woman of faith, speak, and I know she's going to be a blessing. She's going to be speaking about healing. Hey, I have some daily videos out at the moment on divine healing, so I'm doing 5 videos a week. I'm going to do about 30 different videos on healing, so I think I'm on video number 3. Check that out on my YouTube channel, that is out there. And we've also trying to do a daily podcast. So if you're a podcast listener, maybe check out our podcast as well. Like I say, if anybody's in that New York area, I'd love to connect with you this weekend. What else can I share today? You know, here's a really great thought anyway I had today going for a walk, and let me just end with this today, that I think so often when it comes to faith, I notice in my life, or even more so in those I minister to, I think we often end up looking at faith through the grid of how do we correct past errors, or something happened to us, you know, somebody got ill, financial disaster, something happened, and how we use our faith to correct and realign situations in our life. And I have no problem with that. I think that's biblical and that's true. People came to Jesus all the time with problems, and he would use his faith and he'd solicit their faith to overcome those problems. But here's a really great thought today as well. We should have faith for the future. We should have faith. Our faith shouldn't only relate to the past season we walk through, but our faith should actually relate to what we're going through now. But even more so, it's actually easier to believe God for future-looking things than it is for things that are affecting you right now. And I believe whatever season you are in right now, why not begin to use your faith? Why not begin to align your confession to literally make a way for you in the future? Because that's actually how God works. If you think about it, the Lord literally spoke and proclaimed all the way through history, right from the very beginning. The Lord spoke and said what was going to happen to Israel. He literally said to the serpent, to Adam and Eve, that the seed of the woman, it's interesting, the woman doesn't have a seed, but the seed of a woman will bruise your head. Speaking of Jesus, who'd been born of Mary, but not born of Joseph. But my point is, all the way through history, God would be speaking into the future of Israel. And what does that mean in your life and mine? Well, why don't we get up every day and tell our day what kind of day we're going to have? I mean, get up and say, I'm going to walk with God today. I'm going to walk in victory today. I'm going to live above the things that challenge me this day. I'm going to walk in the goodness of God this day. I'm going to walk in joy this day. You know, if you're a college student at the moment, why not be saying, I'm going to do well in my exams, in my end papers. I'm going to do well in this college season. You know, why not look forward and say, God is leading me into the career path that he has for me, and it's going to be great. It's going to be God's choice in my life. If you're single, why not be setting your faith and saying, God is going to be leading me to the person He has for me. Not a perfect person, but the perfect person for me. Why not be believing for the kids before you get them? Why not be believing for the wisdom to bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord? This is a really weird thought, I know. I was thinking this today. We should believe God for the end of our life well. I intend to retire. I don't ever intend to retire, but I intend to move into that end season of my life really well, where it will be fun and glorious and healthy and productive. You know, if you're, I'm 51 at the moment, why not believe that I'm believing for the next 30, 40 years of my life, I'm to walk in divine health, to be free from aches and pains, to be productive. I'm believing for these to be the best years of my life, not winding down. I believe that should the Lord tarry, I'm going to go home to heaven in a good, healthy body. I'm going to fulfill my course. I'm going to finish my course well and do all the things that God has for me, and then step into eternity should the Lord tarry. My point is that why not use your faith building forward? And what I found is, in the same way as it's, you can wait till crisis hits and then try to raise money to pay a bill or whatever, fine. Use your faith for that. But it's a lot easier to save that over time. And it's a lot easier to believe now for your health in 20 years' time, to believe now for the doors to open. Plant some seeds in your heart now, and they will be a great orchard that will feed you and others in the years to come. Selah. Boom. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you haven't already signed up for our email newsletter, there should be a link above, below, around, somewhere around me, wherever your platform you're watching this at, and I'd love to hear from you. If I can pray for you or be a blessing to you in any way. I am planning on being on the road more and more in the coming weeks, so I'm away this weekend. I'm going to try to be on the road about 1 weekend in 5 is my current plan. Being my base here in New England, but traveling more and more. And I'm really praying, I'm declaring I'm going to be in Europe. At the moment, it's hard to come to Europe and do ministry with COVID, but I'm going to be there real soon. So I hope to see some of my friends there. Love you guys and have a great day in the power of God. Bye for now.